Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We here, man, for our second in-person episode. We're supposed to drop last week, but we had some recording issues. Went back,
Joe forgot that SD card.
It's not what happened.
That's what happened.
It's not what happened. So, we got it together. We fixed it. We here now. So, it's going to be the same topic as before. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into it, man. It's a DB podcast, so you know we got the discussion board. And today's topic is going to be who do we think is most to blame for the Patriots' unsuccessful season thus far. And we also have a follow-up question after that, after we debate it. So, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start with Zay this time. So, Zay, who do you think is most to blame for the Patriots' unsuccessful season so far?
I mean, there's nobody really to pinpoint to blame. You understand? Like, there's nobody really to blame for them not being as successful as they should be. You know, everything starts with defense. You know, if you're gonna win, you know the old saying like defense wins championships, whatever the case may be. So I feel like if you're unsuccessful, the team got to be scoring on you, and obviously they're winning and you're losing, which means that your defense aren't getting stops. So I feel like if we are to put blame on somebody or a collective effort, it would just have to be the defense. Because I can't see myself putting any blame on Bill Belichick being the coach that he is.
And what do you think about offense?
I mean, yeah, the offense could play a part in it too because they gotta produce. You understand? They gotta put points up. But I feel like the offense can move the ball enough to where they can get a field goal and just continue to keep getting field goals. But if the defense is getting stops, then those field goals would eventually add up and hopefully come up to a win. You know what I'm saying? So I would just have to, if I am to blame somebody,
you can't win games on straight field goals.
I mean, it's very unlikely.
Yeah,
you understand?
You gotta have the best, like every best player at every position at defense for you to be winning games off the field goals.
Yeah, for real. I mean, but it's like,
It's funny because when we used to play rifles, and it was rifles, because playing Little League, we've always had some of the best squads,
of course,
in the city. And one of my defensive coaches said that the offense should be able to put up 3 points, and that's all we need to win the game.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, he said it in Little League, you know what I'm saying? So that's
don't get me wrong. That's the mentality the defense should have.
Yeah.
But that's mad unrealistic, bro.
Yeah, especially in the NFL.
Any level but Little League.
Yeah,
really.
That's mad unrealistic.
Any level but League. Go ahead. What you think? What's your thoughts?
Well, I personally I don't know that there is anybody like to specifically put the blame on. I think that first and foremost, the major reason why they're having the unsuccess they're having now is because of the injuries that they've had to go through, and COVID, and also the people who opted out of the season because of COVID. I think that they've had to try to move around a lot of pieces and try to make it work against a lot of really good teams in the NFL right now. So I think that plays a huge part into it. Now, granted, even though that doesn't play a part, I think that altogether, you touched upon it a little bit. So you went from the defense having a part of it, then some of the offense not producing as much. I feel like you just go bits and pieces of certain aspects, and that's how sports is. Yeah, it's not always just on luck. It's things that you guys didn't do that are effective. Julian Edelman, you know what I mean? Julian Edelman dropping 2 balls and then becoming picks during games is a big loss. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Cam, and granted, I'm not saying Cam's having a horrible season, but we touched upon it earlier when we did the episode before. If you come into a season talking the way that he was, I just saw a commercial of what Cam knew on Under Armour. He was like, "I've been doubted, I've been this, that, and the third." Yeah. All right, bro. So go. Show what's up? You know what I mean?
We agree with you.
Yeah.
That's not. Make no mistake about it. We agree.
OD.
With what you're saying, but like what you're putting in, you gotta produce now. Yeah. It's one thing to just say it.
Show it.
You know what I'm saying?
We all 3 of us, I'm pretty sure big Cam Newton fans. I saw it, I'm hyped. I'm like, yo, bro, I want to see this guy what he do. You feel me? So it's like, all right, you still my guy. I still want you to succeed, but bro, all right, you missed the 2 games because of COVID. You feel me? All right, and you had to reevaluate, adjust yourself. But at the same time, too, being that you are saying that you should be held to a respect of one of the elites in the league, I don't personally think Russell Wilson comes off of a 2-game COVID stretch and comes back but he's still gonna come out and be Russ.
Like a completely 180 of
Yeah.
Russ, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like he's still gonna come out and be Russ, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cam has to, if he's that player that he says he is, he has to come out and be like, you have to come out and keep doing it, bro. Like,
Of course.
you know what I'm saying? And just because there are players that you're saying you are like that are doing that,
And he was doing it.
and he was having a good.
He was balling, man.
He was.
But look, it's not week. What 2 weeks did he miss for the season?
That was 5 and 6.
It's not week 5 and 6 anymore.
He missed 4 and 5, I think.
4 and 5.
'Cause he played.
But it's not week 4 and 5 anymore. It's week 9. You know what I'm saying? So like, all right, bro, that
That's
happened.
success,
That's
man.
all.
Put it behind you.
We want
What's
you
going on now? You feel me?
All out now. Yeah.
And my fault. That was into one last thing was, I mean, and then with Bill, like I feel like with Bill, you know, same situation with Cam. If we're gonna hold Bill as such a we call him the greatest coach ever. To be honest, up until now, I don't think we ever seen any chink in his armor, right? And I personally feel like if a coach like that we think is like the best at what he does should be able to manage to create some type of winning situation with the people that he has.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we've all seen situations where scheme beats talent. You know what I'm saying? So if you really
you gotta prove your system is top tier. Not just, you know what I'm saying, not just the players you put in it, but the fact that you're so fundamentally sound in your how do they put it? In your philosophy. You're so fundamentally sound in your philosophy that you can plug in who you know will fit it and it'll work.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you have a special talent like Tom Brady, let's not forget. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the best to do it ever. You know, point blank period. You know, no debate about it.
For sure.
But for you to be held at the standard that you are, you should be able to go in, not replace, but at least produce. You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy. And it's kind of interesting to think about. Like, it's not to say that Brady was a reason for Bill Belichick's success, but
Bill was always talking about trying to get a more athletic quarterback. That's the reason why he wanted to keep Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy's not crazy athletic, but he wanted to keep Jimmy some youth, some vibrance. You know what I'm saying? He got that with Cam. He's been playing with a scheme that fit Brady for so long. This is a whole new offensive scheme that they're working with right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, we literally just found Bill Belichick have to do something on the fly. COVID, everything that happened, you have to do something on the fly. Build what you got to do. Let's see how great of a coach you really are. Been Jackie Moore this whole time. So like, and it kind of sounds unfair. Yes, it is unfair that I'm holding them to this certain standard because other players I probably wouldn't talk the same. You know what I'm saying? If I was talking about the New York Giants right now and all that injury just happened to the New York Giants happened to the Patriots happened to the Giants, I'd be like, oh, I can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? But these are two guys that expected to be held at the best regard. So listen, all right, bro, let's see what you do. You know, so like,
show me.
I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't put the blame on one specific person, but you know, you can find places where people could definitely be more improved.
Right. Before I give my take, I want to touch upon what you said with Cam, and you know the fact that it's my guy, but you know the fact that he felt disrespected, rightfully so. He felt like he's doubted, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? You've been talking about it, now be about it. Now, so like I said, rightfully. Disrespected, rightfully so. Doubted, rightfully so. You know, you talk about it, you got to be about it. And you can't always put the blame on one person, but you know, me and you both know this well. Playing QB, a lot falls on your shoulders.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Win or lose.
Yeah, everything.
A lot falls on your shoulders.
Captain of the ship, basically.
And he said a quote that can resonate with a lot of individuals who know football. He said, I don't point fingers, I point thumbs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pointing to myself for everything. And we put a lot of blame, or we put a lot of accountability on QBs. So you should know coming into this season, you already got to hold yourself accountable for literally everything that happens. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's fair, not that it's right, but that's the nature of the game. So you should already know that what you do week to week to week is always going to be under a microscope. You know what I'm saying? You can't do things and for your personality too, for your character. You can get away with that in Carolina because you know what? You are the face of that team. You was the face of that franchise. So whatever we saw in you, that's what we saw with them. You come into the Patriots, You're just a part of their culture. You didn't build that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So there's a whole lot that has to go on. Now, I would say that a lot of blame is misplaced on him. You know what I'm saying? For one of the for that being one of the reasons. But it's a multi-level issue. This thing has layers that are deep. You know what I'm saying? First off, when we look at how the season started, they had 8 or 9 players opt out off rip.
Because of COVID, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They opted out off rip. 2 of them being top tier players on defense, and their linebacker Dante Howard and their safety Patrick Chung, right?
Yeah.
Then if you want to look at on the offensive end, they don't have one of their starting offensive tackles. His name is Marcus Cannon. You know what I'm saying? He was with them for 8 years, won 3 Super Bowls. That's experience you can't teach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a bunch of games, because that's deep runs in the playoffs.
For real.
So that's experience you can't teach. And tackles are extremely important on offense, left or right.
Word.
Tackles are extremely important, because there's some defensive players that know how to rush the QB. So protection is key. Protection is key. So you can look at that already. Then you had COVID that really put a halt to a lot of things that the Patriots was doing. They had to shut down their facilities more than once. More than once. You know what I'm saying? Kane got infected. What's the corner? Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore.
But you know
he got affected.
You know what I just thought about though? The thing with the COVID thing, I don't even know if we could use that as an excuse anymore, just because I totally forgot the Tennessee Titans, the same thing happened to them. They're on a roll.
Right, but it disrupts rhythm. You know what I'm saying? But we could look at the Titans, because they came back and they won.
They lost that one game. They came back.
They came back one.
Oh no, yeah,
they came back one. They blew whoever. I forgot who it was, but they blew them. The Browns, I think. I think it was Browns. Blew them out the water. But then they lost to the Steelers. I think that's who it was. So yes. You know, there's like we can't always use that, but when you think of, because it was collective, I don't think because it was staff and it was players. You know, they had to shut down. They did what they had to do, but
Titans didn't have a couple players opt out of their season, did they?
No, they didn't. They didn't. But I get the point that you're trying to make. You know what I'm saying? We can't say that, knowing that there's another franchise organization that had
the same.
I think the games that let's say the first game, 2 games that you came back from, you know, something like that.
You folded.
You know, there is some type of growing pains that's gonna go through something like that.
And the virus do affect everybody different.
You know, but yeah, that is a fact. But I mean, I'm just thinking like look how far we're into the season now. Like, all right, bro, like, you know, like, we get it. You know, you had COVID happened, you know what I'm saying? But like, back to the program, you know what I'm saying?
Back to business, basically.
Like, you know, because at the end of the day, like, we all, as much as we know that COVID affects everyone differently, we all know that, you know, the fact that being an athlete, being a person that's, you know, highly active, you know what I'm saying? Most athletes are usually healthy bodies. Right. You know, if anyone's going to be able to fight it, beat it, and then come back and be better, it's going to be athletes, you know what I'm saying? Sure. So, and on top of that, too, you have some of the best medical and nutrition staff on the planet. So it's like, even when you coming back, you feel a little drizzy, yeah, they got something for you in the back. You know what I'm saying?
A little injection, you good. So it's like, I need more, but it's like, at the end of the day, the opt-out with the, you know, those players, that is definitely a big thing. And the injuries too.
Yep. That's injuries. Huge. Cam doesn't have his 2 running backs, Michelle and James White. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some game changers. Forget playmakers. They're game changers, right? You know what I'm saying? And you gotta account for that. You gotta account for what they can do on the ground. Then you got to account for what Cam can do on the ground, and then he can air it out too. We seen him air it out. We need him to get back to that form,
exactly.
But we know he can do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we need to see Edelman play to the standard that we know he can.
More for Edelman.
You know what I'm saying? He's had some costly mistakes. So I think, you know, like we said, and nobody's ever going to put the blame on Belichick.
Nah,
that's just
his resume.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's blasphemous. You don't put blame on blasphemous.
He said say the way Stephen A. said.
You don't put no blame on Belichick.
Yeah.
That's you just don't do that.
Nah, that's resume too strong.
Whether you a Patriots fan or not, you know you don't put no blame on Belichick. You gotta respect that man.
Chill.
You know what I'm saying?
To the T.
You gotta respect him.
To the T,
so
bro.
the blame is never going to get placed on him. And then I think because Patriot fans are so used to a winning culture, they've been doing it for some time now.
Yeah, like 20 years.
That it's easy, and they're looking at the success that Brady is having with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
You know, so
No, we discussed that though. Like the Brady's comp that he's played so far this season is not good.
right. We could analyze. You know,
it hasn't been what the Patriots have played.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, the Bucks are what, NFC
South.
NFC South.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about the AFC East. You know,
Yeah.
they're not only the NFC East, but also you're talking about the Patriots, who because they had a good season before, are gonna have a pretty rough schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like there was Bucks. They probably just gave whoever, but. Yeah, nah.
Yeah. We gonna see what Tom do, bro. Cause I'm jacking it, but I'm not really jacking it, bro. We gonna see what happens come playoff time. Come playoff time when them NFC East, when those NFC doors come out, Russell Wilson come out, Aaron Rodgers come back. Yeah, you gonna have problems. Drew Brees,
different form, yeah.
Like you when you was in AFC was like you got Ben. Who else? You got like in his time that Tom Brady was playing, like you got Ben, you got Peyton Manning that he played. You know what I'm saying? Now you going to, but I feel like the NFC legendary quarterbacks he's about to go against, you got a lot of people you gonna have to come through to get to the Super Bowl.
Right, the road is gonna be
a little bit rough.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And you can't really compare the quality of talent his team has right now to what the Patriots have had. You know, these past couple of seasons, like you could look at the weapons that he had, and you could always give him the advantage of whatever game he goes in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He got Randy Moss. Like, this team do look stacked right now, but like
who?
This Bucks team. But we don't even know. But we don't even know what AB gonna look like though.
True.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what AB gonna look like yet. But they do got Leonard Fournette. They do got Mike.
But I feel like AB got something. I feel like
Mike Evans ain't even the leading receiver.
Nah. Who is it?
Godwin? It's not even Godwin. It's Scotty Miller.
Wait, I didn't even
Exactly, and he's leading the team in receiving yards.
I feel like AB gonna show up though. I feel like he got something to prove.
Yeah.
You know why I think?
I feel like he's gonna go crazy for him.
You know why I think AB makes a perfect fit? It's just because right now the number one is Mike Evans, and Mike Evans is the type of guy like if you get in the red zone, they said it like he had the most red zone like attempts to him like in the league right now.
He just run that little fade route and catch it over you. He's like 6'5".
But the thing about him is that when you're in a if you're in a 3rd and 8 situation, you know what I'm saying, and they know the only way you can get him to get you a first down is gonna be like some type of fade vertical, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a little bit harder to really get him to rock. Now AB, you get AB, that's a guy who's gonna get you down the field.
Yeah.
That's someone that's gonna get you down the field, bro. So it's like we're gonna see, and they got Godwin. You feel me? My friend James Franklin gonna come back too. I don't know when he come. I don't think he comes back.
They still got Gronkowski, right?
Yeah. He's starting to come alive a little bit more too. Gronkowski's starting to come alive.
Yeah, he's starting to get his mojo.
But see, but the points that we're bringing up, it's easy for a Patriots fan to look at that and say, why aren't we there either?
Yeah.
But we don't have that.
Yeah, we don't have those pieces.
But it's easy. We understand that when you look at the game from a different lens.
But
for them, it's just straight emotion.
Yeah.
Rather than it is, let me sit down
and analyze.
You know what I'm saying? Let me dissect what's going on here.
Right.
We just want to win. That's it. Regardless of how we do it, we just want to win. This is Cam's do or die year. We don't like what we've seen out of him right now.
Right.
But Tom is over there having the time of his life almost. And now he just got one of the best receivers ever to play the game.
Right.
So we're gonna sit back and we're gonna look. Well, we need to do something. We gotta change something. But it's not that easy. Like you don't just snap your fingers or flip a switch and things just turn around. Like it's gonna take some time. I think it's still a little early to really count the Patriots completely out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that there isn't room for doubt. But to count them out completely, I think is a little premature. They do have a lot of things to figure out, though.
I wouldn't count them out completely right now, but the clock is ticking. Because to be quite honest, right now the way it's looking, they're not about to win the AFC East. It's going to be the Bills.
Bills, definitely.
So they're shooting for a wild card spot. And although I don't think the wild card spot is as packed as this is in the NFC, for the AFC, you still got a couple teams that's probably going to be tough fighting for that
Ravens,
AFC.
Steelers.
Because Ravens Steelers in the same division.
Steelers in the same division. You know what I'm saying? AFC is not looking too bad, bro.
Wait, then it's quiet, bro. I don't see the Patriots big hits.
But that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think that there's a problem with that, but they need to finish the season way better than how they started.
Strong.
Like I think if you just flip that narrative and you at least start building on some. Tomorrow night they play the Jets.
That's a win.
Yeah, I mean,
That
You know what I'm
should be-
saying? Tomorrow night they play the Jets, and I think that's the perfect game to have because now you're building a foundation.
It's like a
you
jump
know what?
start.
Let's wipe the slate
Yeah.
and let's start from here.
Yeah, start from Jets.
You know what I'm saying? Let's start from here. After that, I think they got the Bills again.
Yo, Daryl, don't watch this, bro. Yo, Daryl, don't watch this, bro.
But it's real. It's real.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? Wipe the
reality.
state, start from there, and then you take it week by week,
Right.
day by day, practice by practice. That's how you go through it,
Right.
and then you'll see what the end result is. But I don't think it's time to jump shit. I don't think it's time to completely, consider them out, count them out, whatever the case is. But let's not place all blame on Cam. I think that's what a lot of people are doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's also a reason why I wanted to have this conversation.
But at the
because
same time,
you gotta
It's
look at
because
it.
of his.
I think
because
it's-
of what he was talking before.
I think there's a different. But there's a different. I think there's a difference between blaming the Patriots season on Cam and blaming Cam on Cam. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is
Elaborate
because
so people understand.
let's also understand the fact that this much shine is on Cam, not only because he's been gassing himself up, but because he just came from a situation in which he started struggling later towards the end times of his
Right,
time
like
in
I said,
Carolina.
this is do or die year.
And don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
it wasn't his fault. Injuries happen and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But now it's kind of like it's a 1-year contract. You know, what 1-year contracts for quarterbacks means, bro. It means tryout year.
Yeah.
It mean, this whole season's a tryout for you, bro.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So, all right,
Show
your
us
team
something.
might not do as great, but come the end of the season, he gotta have the film and the stats to be like, yeah, all right, he's still good.
You gotta
as
have
a
that
quarterback.
argument. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
for sure.
granted, your team don't gotta do that good, but bro, what are you doing?
We need your performance.
What are you doing?
Yes.
This is like, and
Something undeniable.
Forget all the stuff you was talking and trying to back that up. That's not even the point. You gotta be wild and straight because you, as a dog, being a football player, know that this is a make or break year.
Yeah.
You gotta be on some like hungry mode, eat mode. Like, alright, nothing is stopping me.
Nothing's like, yeah, I'm going.
Nothing is stopping me.
Word.
Yeah.
Like, y'all can suck. Sure, go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna do me.
I'm gone. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In other words, at the end of the day, when we look at the film, we can't say that it was your fault.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
At the end of the day, and we've already had to say that too many times,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
the game was kind of on you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So for
Exactly.
Cam, we got to be able
That
to be,
fumble last week, bro.
Yo, that fumble last week cost him because they only lost by 3. I think.
Yeah. That fumble last week was.
Only lost by 3. He was toting it. It was a good
Man,
run.
he was. He was.
It was a good run. He didn't
knocked it
finish.
out.
He knocked it out. They knocked it out. He didn't finish. That was a game right there.
Dude's been wild with that peanut punch this season, man.
Yeah. So I think,
Yo.
for him and for the Patriots as a whole, there just got to be some reconciliation within that organization because you got to really start putting the pieces together again.
Yeah.
You gotta look at yourself. Like you said, don't point fingers, point thumbs, because it's everybody. Like we've all been saying, it's a multi-level issue. We're not just gonna put it on Cam. He has a role in it. Make no mistake about it.
course.
But we got to look at everybody else too. We got to look at the whole entire infrastructure of what's going on with the Patriots right now
Right.
before we just put the blame on one individual.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But and like I said, don't get for those Patriots fans, don't get caught up to what you're seeing down in Tampa Bay
Word.
because that's just going to be off of pure emotion.
I think that's simply just Brady just got lucky with more pieces and with the teams that he's been playing so far. We literally just got to see what happens.
It's week count.
We literally just got to see what happens.
And Cam went to the Patriots late.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
He got picked up madly.
He's learning
And
a
there was no
whole
preseason.
no preseason. He's learning a new playbook. Brady was able to get down there early.
Yeah.
He started
Been down
having
there.
he started having practices with his teammates. He started having workouts with his receivers.
He get signed in like June or something like that.
Something like that, right? So he started to develop some continuity with with his
some
team.
gel.
Yeah, he's in that locker room. His presence is felt.
Word.
Cam, you got there a little late. The Panthers let him go late,
Yeah.
and then there was some time to where he was just a free agent. He was unemployed.
Yeah.
We could put it that way. He was unemployed, and until the Patriots made that call,
Picked him up.
they was getting ready to rock with Stidham, and we saw how that played out for one game.
Yeah, that was.
Does that mean Cam could apply for unemployment?
Yo,
Wait.
it's a great question. That's a great question. You know what I'm saying? Or the PUA, pandemic unemployment assistance. Hello.
That's 600 a week.
Yo, you know what I'm saying?
That's 600 a week though.
On top of what you get.
You gonna get a millionaire too. You don't even gotta touch your bread.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
Touch the unemployment.
Cam, yo, if this season don't go well, you know what to do, man. Apply. You know what to do, bro.
But yeah.
I'll send you the link, bro.
But you know, but to wrap it all up, like we've been saying, it's multi-layer, multi-level, and a lot. The Patriots just gotta look at themselves and say, what do we want to be? You know, you gotta look at your identity right now.
You sound like Rondo. Oh, nah, bro.
Damn.
Yo, I felt like I was sitting Iron Nello.
In the meeting room, but it's facts though. I'm talking like a head coach because that's what I would say to my team. Like, yo, we gotta take a long, hard look in the mirror. Yeah. You know, you hear what's going on in the media outlets. You know what I'm saying? The thoughts is running around in your head. But now, what do you want to do when it's time to hit the gridiron? Mm-hmm. You know, the play got to speak for itself. We can talk about it all we want. You know, we can advertise on IG, put together hype videos, whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, if the W isn't in that win column, what are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we here for?
Facts. Anybody got any last words?
Nah, man.
I'm good.
Yo, we got Trump out of office. Bow.
Oh yeah. Biden.
Bye.
Yo, man. You know we always gonna have the real content for you. I'm gonna have a chop it up session soon. Reeves working on his. They gonna get his in. But
Nick. You know I'm gonna find you.
Yeah.
Bro.
Continue because that's lit. I want him to do that one. You know, it's wavy.
Tell your PR manager we got
for real. Yeah. I don't even want to disclose what the information is. I just want it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
But yo, keep following us, man. Look at the content. It's all about the message we want to disseminate. You feel me? So we on YouTube at DB on TV. We on Instagram at _DB_podcast. And we on Apple Podcasts at the Discussion Board Podcast, man. Check us out. We here for y'all. Tune in.
Bow.